All right, so it's a pretty chill day today. Don't have much going on. Probably just spending most of the day home with the cats. So I figured it'd be cool to talk about them a little bit, kind of like how we got them and who they are. So right now I have two cats, Ripley and Batman. Ripley's currently operating the camera right now, and Batman's right here behind me. I've had them for about 4 years now. We've had them since they were like 8 days old or like a week old or something like that. So it all started when Kaylin gave me a call. She was at work in Nassau County and she's like, Mike, I think I found 3 cats. And I'm like, all right, what are you gonna do with them? And she's like, they're tiny, so I'm putting them in a box and I'm bringing them home. I was like, okay, let's see what we got. So we both met back up at the house later that day, and I came inside and there was like this little square crate filled with 3 fluff balls. Know that I was never really a cat person. I was always kind of into dogs. I was raised with a bunch of dogs, but I've always loved animals. Yeah, so she brought them home. The first time I saw them, it was 3 of them, but they were like, each one was about that big and they could barely open up their eyes. They were so little. I'm pretty sure they all had worms because their bellies were huge. They were super dirty. They were covered in fleas, like literally covered. We had to give them 3 flea baths each on like 3 separate days to get all the fleas off them. It was pretty crazy. Yeah, we brought them back to our apartment and it was such a surprise to us that we didn't really have a chance to tell our landlord, Erica. And they were so small and quiet that it really didn't matter at that time, I guess, because no one could really notice them. So as we had them when they were that little, we had to learn so many different things about taking care of them because they were so small. Bottle feeding was kind of challenging, but it was really fun. When they were babies, they were all super curious. They loved to play. They love to like fight and wrestle. Ripley was always a little more spunkier than the rest. Would always play a little bit rougher than the other ones. Batman here was like the runt. She was the smallest one out of the 3. Robin was super sweet. She was like a really quick learner. She was able to catch on to the litter box fast, and I remember starting to see like her personality first. For like the first couple months, we would only keep them in the bedroom. To be honest with you, they were kind of afraid to leave the bedroom because they were so small. Once they got a little older, they started kind of exploring the apartment. Me and Kaylin were always filming them. I made a couple montages when they were babies. Once they got a little bit older, we wound up adopting one of the 3 out to our best friends, Robbie and Dana. They were looking to rescue a cat at the time. We knew that Robin would be a perfect fit for them. So now she only lives a couple blocks away from us with her awesome family. She's really living her best life over there. Now we just have Batman and Ripley, and we're about, I'd say about 3 months in. And my landlord still doesn't know we have them. One day, I was leaving the house late at night to go grab food or something. Happened to leave the door open for just a second too long, and Ripley wound up getting out. I didn't even notice him, so I just continued out to my car. He was just hanging out in the backyard. My landlord, Erica, wound up letting out her 3 dogs, 2 pit bulls and a poodle. They saw Ripley on the deck. They cornered him, started barking at him. Erica ran downstairs and called the dogs in, and then called us and said, hey, there's a little white cat that the dogs are barking at on your deck. Do you guys know about it? That's when we finally told her that we've been harboring cats for the past couple months. At first, she was like, whoa. I didn't even know. But then after meeting them, she fell in love with them too. And Erica's a huge animal person, so she was instantly like, yeah, no, we're keeping them. As they've been getting older, they've really been growing into their personalities. Ripley thinks he runs the show. He's the tough guy, but he's scared of his own shadow. He's a fat boy, so he'll eat pretty much every time we give him food. He's not very picky. He also could be quite messy, a little bit clumsy. He's just a little rambunctious boy. He's a good little guy. I love him. Sometimes he's a little aggressive with his little sister when they're playing. She's just a little bit smaller than him, and she's definitely not as aggressive, so she's usually the first one to tap out. Ripley also has these really cute traits where when he's tired, his eyes and ears will get super pink. He'll come like running over to his bed. We have this bed over by our bed. The cat likes to get tucked in, just kind of go near his bed and tap it, and then he'll come running over and he'll just kind of like stand in it and wait for you to like flip his legs, pat him down, start petting him, and just kind of like pet him to sleep. He's got Kaylin on a routine of doing that about 18 times a day. At this point, he doesn't even do it to go to sleep. He just does it for the attention and then just jumps right out of the bed. But it's really funny. His sister Batman, she is the sweetest little angel. The exact opposite of Ripley, but they're very similar in ways. Batman is very picky with food. She's very cautious. She loves water. She does a lot of digging in the litter box. So me and Kaylin say that she cleans up after Ripley when she goes in there. She's usually pretty quiet, but lately she's been kind of noisy. She loves eating grass, loves going outside. We take them out for like 15 minutes every single day. right in the backyard. We have it kind of gated off. They kind of know their restrictions, so it's not really hard to keep them in. Batman's a lot more gentle than Ripley. When she's playing, you could totally tell why Ripley wins most of their play fights. Batman is a little more affectionate than Ripley sometimes. A lot with me, she'll kind of just crawl up onto my lap and curl up into a ball and just fall asleep wherever I am. She's been doing that since she was a baby. Some of Batman's flaws, if there are any, sometimes she's a little bit of a crybaby. They wouldn't even really be play fighting and she'll kind of start hissing, whining that Ripley's bothering her. He usually gets the blame. Sometimes she'll try to sneak in the shower. I think it's really funny. Batman also loves to crawl under blankets and fall asleep. She's constantly like digging herself into like in the cushions and cracks and pillows, and it's like a game trying to find her sometimes. Yeah, so since we've had them, I've definitely turned around and became a full-blown cat person. Every time I'm on Instagram and I see a cat video, I send it to my girlfriend, kind of freak out a little bit. They're really sweet, calm animals, and I love them.